Okay, so we're live for office hours here. Week 1, Semana Uno of the course for Flip Learning, open course. Reminder, you can go to the page aulainvertida.org and you can check out what we're doing in the course. We have a session tonight, fireside chat. We have Brian Bennett, we have Jen Ward, and we have April Gunderath as well tonight to talk about our topic of the week, which is flexible environment. All right, so we're getting questions coming in. You should be posting questions either on the course page. I should share this page. Hold on a second here. Let's share the course page. Share, screen share. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, the share button doesn't want to work today. There we go. Let's try again. It doesn't want to work. Why not? Let's see. That button works. Screen share doesn't want to work today. That's bizarre. Let me try playing around a little bit here. So make sure you put your questions in via Twitter or on the assignment page for this week, which is Unit 1. So if you put it in there, I'll be able to find it while we're having our conversation this evening. And I'll ask Brian and Jen and April any questions you post there and any questions in general we have for flexible environment. Let's see if we can get this going. I'm going to delete that. One common theme that seemed to be coming up this week, or at least maybe on the blog post from last week was more common, is I have a mix of high school teachers and university level teachers, mostly undergraduate. There are some elementary school teachers in the course participating right now. But one thing this always comes up every semester, especially with my experience with the tech, where there's this reaction that I don't think my high school students are sufficiently mature yet enough to do flipped learning, to learn by themselves. And I find this kind of interesting because if we go and look at early learners, kindergarten, early primary, they're very open to learning, very open to learning. So if the conclusion is my students aren't ready in high school, does that mean that they're going to be worse in university or better? I'm kind of confused about that viewpoint. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's interesting how we think that there's going to be a magic change of maturity level from high school to university. The other point I can put on that as well is a lot of people, when I run into them, they have this kind of I'm a special snowflake. So it's easy to do flipped learning in these other classes that aren't mine, math or physics or chemistry or social studies or computers, but it's almost always a lot of reaction of it's too hard to do in my area. I think each area is very different and unique, and different levels are different in the way we interact with our students. But you definitely want to reach out to a community of teachers that are working in the same area as you. So if you're in computer science, go find the computer scientists that are doing flipped learning. If you're in high school and teaching English classes as a second language, find that group of people. So find your group of people, find your personal learning network, and communicate with them. That's what I recommend. Let's see if this wants to work now. Can't seem to screen share today. Oh well. So I'll see if any other questions are coming in. So there's that question came in about levels. And so Erendira also asked, so I'll do it in Spanish and I'll translate. El aprendizaje invertida aplica para todos los cursos y todos los temas. ¿De qué depende? So my answer to this, the answer, does flipped classroom apply to all courses and all levels, and what does it depend on? And so my answer that I sent her to was the 4 hurdles of flipped learning, which are originally blogged. I can't tell what the date was. Yeah, I think there's a later date. I gave her an answer on Twitter. So if you follow the hashtag OpenFlip, you'll see the link to the answer on Twitter, which is at omagdigital.com. It's a post by John Bergman and Aaron Sams where they go through the 4 hurdles of flipped learning. If you actually go to John's blog, he wrote separate posts back in 2013, late 2013 and early 2014, I believe, on his 4 hurdles of flipped learning. The first one being thinking, that the first thing you got to get over is you want to change the way you think about teaching and learning. That's my paraphrasing of the whole thing. This article is much bigger, so you should go and look at it. I think that it's a wrong thing to do for administrators to come down and tell teachers they need to do flipped learning. I think it needs to come from a change in thinking about learning from the teacher, from the students, from administration, as well as parents in many cases, and possibly government, depending on what level you're applying this. So that was his first hurdle they went through. I invite you to go and read the rest of it. The second hurdle is technology. You definitely need technology to do, well, you don't need technology to flip learning, but it really helps. It really helps the way we deliver content at home or do quizzes or formative assessment. Technology really helps with that, using something like Kahoot or Schoology or other forms of doing interaction with your students to check their knowledge base, or having the students use technology to deliver mastery deliverables showing that they've mastered concepts. So technology is something you really need to get a handle on to ease your way into flipped learning, I think. The third hurdle, I'm going down the list here on the article, is time. So a lot of people are going to complain about time, and I don't want to get into it too much because I think this is going to come up more. But my question to all of you is, or a challenge to all of you is, really think about how you're spending your time in your classrooms. What are you dedicating more time to, and what are you dedicating less time to? How could you reallocate your use of time? Because we can't obviously just invest 24/7 into our courses. It's just not going to be sane and not good for ourselves. So time is important. We all want our administrators to unload maybe classes or something from us to give us time from our administrators. But my answer is partially, let's find out how you can reallocate your own time. And the fourth one's training. So this course is training. This course for some of you might be worth credit. Others are just doing this of their own decision to do some investigation in how to apply flipped learning into their world. So training is also important. I think having something informal like this or going out and learning yourself is good, but I also really believe, and so do many people, that you need good coaching. You need someone to bounce your ideas off, and someone who's been through this, someone who can help you, guide you, and give you the right kind of push in the right direction when you need it. So those are the 4 hurdles for flipped learning that John wrote about. So I invite you to go read the rest of the article that I linked on Twitter, and I'll dig out the other links to John's original blog posts on the topic here after we do this meeting today. Let's see if we have any other questions coming up. Any questions coming in on OpenFlip? I'm going to open up the course page. So going to go look at Unit 1. Let's see. There we go, Unit 1. See if there's any comments being posted. Hopefully the internet doesn't die in the middle of the office hours this week. No, it doesn't look like that. I just started posting the content for Unit 2, and I'll get the other units up here soon. I'm also playing around with the layout of the course page. So if you go to any of the pages now, you'll notice at least at the bottom, there's some extra widgets that I'm showing. There's a tag cloud, which I'm playing around with. So I invite you, while you're writing your blog posts, use hashtags or create tags depending on the software you're using for blog or WordPress. But if you put hashtags, just like in Twitter, the gato or the asterisk or hashtag, and then some kind of word altogether, then those are what we call tags. And we'll create a tag cloud where the more common tags are going to show up as bigger than the less common tags. And it becomes interesting because then you can follow all or look at all the blog posts that mention that tag. I invite you to, when you're sending your assignment, last week was Unit 0, this week is Unit 1, please try to, in your blog post, at least put a tag of Unit 1 for this week, Unit 2 for next week, and so on. And that way, if someone wants to look at all of the posts from Unit 1, it'll make it really easy that they can just hit that Unit 1 tag and show all of the posts for that assignment. It makes it easier for us to categorize blog posts based on content. But feel free to throw in some more stuff if you're talking about engagement, or if you're talking about technology, or fear, or whatever tag you want to use as something in your blog post, definitely tag that. And that way we'll be able to categorize based on those tags. That'll be really cool. What else? There's another column with showing different pages in the course. So that'll just show all the pages in a alphabetical listing, it looks like right now. I've got a widget there showing the latest posts to Twitter that are mentioning the OpenFlip hashtag. And there's a recent comments thing there. So that hopefully that blows up, because right now half of them are mine, and 2 of them are from Mari Marin, and one's from Yolanda Cham. I invite you, I've opened up commenting on the pages for each of the assignments or each of the weeks, and I'll open up comments on other pages as well if it makes sense. So please come in when you make your post and you make your video. Don't just make it and walk away. Try to broadcast it, try to publish it or promote it. And I recommend promoting it on Twitter, and promoting it if you're not into Twitter, and that's fine. Just promote it on the comments area for this week's assignment. Okay, so go to the Unit 1 and put a comment in there and tell people why they should go and look at your post. Twitter's definitely starting to become more active. I'm looking at it now. Erendira has been very active. Let's see who else. Myself, obviously. The OpenFlip, which is just me right now. Alejandro Andrade from here in Guadalajara has posted a few times. Guillermo Perez in Irapuato, I've been conversing with him. Yvonne Garduño is posting there. That's great. She's posted before as well. Adriana Ortega was posting last week, I think that was, or yesterday as well. Let's see, there's some others posting here. Yolanda's posting. There's more. Erendira. I'm just scrolling through this list. The history's all there. Pili Ponce posted her video. That's great. Fernando Pantoja sent his, although he sent a link to the admin page. Be careful when you're posting that you post something that the general public can see. There's a post from Hortensia as well, her video and blog post. I believe that's hers from last week. Yeah, Unit 0. And she tagged it Unit 0. Great. On the Twitter tag. It'd be even more cool to tag it on the blog post as well. So Carla D'Alessandro, I hope I can say that right. There's a lot of people posting. Nowhere near a majority of people posting to Twitter. Hopefully we'll get that going as we move forward in the course and people get a hold of or get an idea of what we're doing. I also posted there, and Indeed actually favored it or retweeted it. Are you feeling lost and not sure what to do in the OpenFlip course? Or you still want to join? And I linked to this meeting today. Definitely reach out if you're lost, you're not sure what to do. Some people said they didn't know how to hand in their homework because there isn't really a hand in button. You go and you do the homework. And as long as I have your blog registered, if you've gone to the register button up at the top of the course there, and I have the link to your blog, and you're actually posting on the blog, then your blog will get fed into our course. Okay, if you go to that all blogs link at the top of our course, you can see all the posts. They're all there. Also, if you click on any author's name while you're looking at that page, it will show on our course page all of the posts by that person. And I do a little bit more playing with it, with categorizing and moving things around. I'm going to play around with the front page a bit more so it looks more like the other pages with the feed and the widgets at the bottom, as well as a little bit more navigation on that front page of the course, the home page. Let's see if anything else is coming in. If not, I might just wrap up early today. I'm planning just half an hour for these sessions because an hour was too long for me just to record another video that people might or might not watch. I don't want to overload you with too many hours of video per week. I did post trailers on the that are attached to the office hours. I attached a trailer for this evening's fireside chat. Definitely come and see the fireside chat. Brian Bennett, April Gunnerath, and Jen Ward should have some great things to say. I don't have people lined up for tomorrow. I'm just trying to see who I can get for tomorrow. We'll see what happens for that. If you're interested in coming on, definitely come on. The idea is to bring some people who have experience with Flip class so you can send them questions. But if you want to jump in and just give your opinion, whether it's based on lots of experience, little experience, no experience, and lots of curiosity, just let me know, and I'll put you here on the video for the fireside chats on Wednesday evenings and Thursday afternoons. What else we got going on here? Remember, what else can I tell you? Flip class chat is every Monday evening, 7 p.m. Guadalajara time. And that's always fun to jump in on. There wasn't one this week because of, I guess, a long weekend in the States. So they decided not to have it this week. So they should be jumping in next week. That should be fun. There's a MEXED chat, which is every 2 weeks. So there wasn't actually one this week. I don't know why they canceled it. But there'll be another one in 2 more weeks from Monday, which would be, I guess, the 14th, 15th, 16th. March 2nd would be the next MEXED chat. Did it? I don't know what else to tell you right now other than get your blog posts in, get people to register and be involved. Get on Twitter and start asking questions. Don't be shy. Remember, if you're a little scared of being visible on Twitter or visible in public, go ahead and make your blog post with an anonymous name, and no one's going to know who you are really, unless they know who you are, and then they know it's you, and that's fine. If you want to be kind of pseudo-anonymous on the internet, including on your Twitter handle, go ahead. There's no problem at all with that. If you let me know who you are, then I know who you are. But I'm not going to expose your name. You've registered for your blog on my post, or on my site, and I know who you are because you told me your name, your email, your Twitter handle, and your blog post. But I'm not going to expose that. If there's any doubt about that, check the privacy policy linked up at the top of the course for the page for the course. Let's see. Now, what else can I show you today? I think that covers pretty well the list of things I wanted to talk about this week. Take a look at the videos, make sure those are helping. A lot of people are watching them, so I know people are connecting. Don't feel limited by the resources I'm linking. I linked to 3 different resources for this week's assignment, but definitely find some more. One of those is thanks to Erica Cabanillas, who was in our course we did last summer, and she linked that YouTube video, and so I included it for subsequent courses. And if you have any other suggestions that are related to this week's topic, definitely go and post them as a comment on this week's topic. Or the following weeks, if you find some random post, go ahead and put it up there, or post it to Twitter, or post it to both places so everyone can see what you're thinking about as it pertains to Flip Classroom. I'll give it here another minute or so, see if anybody's jumping in. I'll check all the other locations I might want to look for questions coming in. Check my email. I'll check our Facebook group, which we have for Flip Learning Latin America. There it is. Let me see if I can check it. No. Oh, one thing I should mention today, if you check the, I posted this to Twitter using the Open Flip hashtag, and if you look in the Flip Learning Latin America Facebook group, John Bergman just posted again today that there is a free webinar with John Bergman and Aaron Sams hosted by ISTE, and that will be at 6 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Central, which is time here in Guadalajara, Mexico City, etc. Or I guess that's 3 p.m. Pacific. So it's a free webinar. You got to go. It's hosted by the ISTE and via the Adobe Connect software. And definitely go and check that out. So that'll be in another 2.5 hours from now. I might check it out. I'm not sure what my schedule is going to be like at 5 p.m. I think it's probably similar to one I've seen before given by John and Aaron, and it should be good. Definitely go and take a look if you got a time today at 5 p.m. local time here, Guadalajara, Mexico City, Monterrey. Let's see, what else do I have to say? Let's check if there's any other posts here. I think that's it. So if there's no other questions for now, I'm going to wrap it up. things are starting to get rocking with people interacting, and that's good. I didn't expect everyone jumping on board completely. Some people are still stressed out that they haven't done their assignments yet, even the last week's assignment, because they're behind and it's exams, and there's always things that are on top of us. Really relax. Don't worry. If you're behind, catch up. This is a totally asynchronous course. I prefer it's not the type of course where teachers say, I just want to do everything at the end and hand in all my assignments and get my points. That's not going to work for me. And if you're trying to get credit at the tech level, I'm probably going to tell them no to your bosses that give you credit, because the real point of this is trying to interact. If you get way too far behind, it's going to be confusing. But if you're a week behind or so, I think you can jump in and dedicate a good chunk of time during a couple hours one day and catch up on your posts, and then get back and integrate it into the discussion. Or if you're really not involved and you don't have time to do everything, I just talked to a colleague today and she said, yeah, I'm just following the Twitter feed. I'm taking a look at what people are doing on the pages and looking for my own interest. And that's fine too. There's no commitment here as to what you want to do. You're going to get out of it what you get out of it. So don't feel pressured that you have to do X, Y, or Z. All right. So I think that'll be it. And I'll wrap up for today. That was a 22-minute session, office hours, which is a little short of our half an hour, but I don't want to go too long if there's no need to go too long. So I'll say goodbye here from my office in IA5, Campus Guadalajara of the Tecnológico de Monterrey, and have a fun week. And I look forward to this evening's conversation with Brian and April and Jen about flexible learning. Have a great day. Bye.